In today's video, I'll explain GBOMBS and FGOALS, what and why. And then we'll prepare 3 bowls that contain them all. GBOMBS is an acronym invented by Dr. Joel Fuhrman, and it stands for greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. These are the foods that you should aim to eat every single day, as they are the most nutrient dense and have amazing disease fighting capacities. Now, if you want to go deeper into what's behind each letter and why those foods are so beneficial, go and download this video's PDF. It also includes the recipes of today's bowls, plus free dressing recipes and meal prep tips and ideas for quick and easy bowl assembly. Moving on, FGOALS is also an acronym, but by Dr. 𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐤𝐬, the author of Fiber Fueled. The principle is the same. You should eat those foods every day to live long and healthy. F stands for fruit and fermented foods. G is for greens and grains. O stands for omega-3 superseeds, flax, chia, and hemp. A is for aromatics. These are all the flavor foods like onion, garlic, and basil. Here's an important note about vegetables in allium family. When fresh garlic and onions are chopped or crushed, an enzyme called alliinase is activated and converts alliin into allicin. It takes 10 minutes for the enzyme to activate the allicin, a compound that has antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic, and even antiviral properties. So, chop and then wait for 10 minutes before you start cooking with them. L is for legumes, beans, peas, and lentils. And S stands for sulforaphane, found in cruciferous veggies like broccoli, especially broccoli sprouts, then kale, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. Sulforaphane, like allicin, is a bit tricky one. In order to get it, you can either eat your cruciferous veggies raw, chop them and wait for 40 minutes before you cook them. Have some raw with cooked ones, or sprinkle some ground mustard seeds, daikon radish, horseradish, or wasabi powder on your cooked cruciferous veggies. And finally, both authors also mention seaweeds without giving them their own letter. I'll make sure to include seaweeds when making today's bowls. If you want to know what I would add to the list, there are a couple of things. Go and download the PDF. In addition, you'll get more insights on the benefits of all those categories and the food list that goes with each letter in the acronyms. So, let's build those 3 delicious and nourishing bowls for you. For the greens, we are going to use 2 kinds of lettuce and boiled beet greens. Other options include steamed kale, bok choy, chard, collard greens. For sulforaphane, there's broccoli, broccoli sprouts, and red cabbage. All cabbages, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and rocket would fit into this category as well. Then come whole grains, black rice, quinoa, and buckwheat. You may opt for millet, barley, spelt, and wheat berries, any kind of rice, farro, sorghum. Take your pick. Today's legumes are chickpeas, black beans, and edamame beans. You may use all kinds of lentils, beans, peas, mung beans, and soy products. If you're looking for legumes with lower glycemic load, opt for lentils, mung beans, and the soy varieties: beans, tofu, tempeh, edamame, and natto. The allium family is represented by green onion or scallions, garlic, and yellow onion. Other options would be chives, shallots, and leeks. Remember to eat them raw or chop them and wait for 10 minutes before cooking. For the mushrooms, here are fermented mushrooms which are store-bought, then sauteed shimei mushrooms and regular button mushrooms, also sauteed. Mushrooms should always be heat treated to get rid of toxic substance called agarotene. Berries. I chose goji berries soaked in water, physalis, and pomegranate seeds. Other great additions to salads would be blueberries, cranberries or lingonberries, kiwi, tart, apple, and grapefruit. And here are nuts and seeds. I chose the omega-3 super seeds, hemp and flax, always consume them ground, and walnuts. Fermented foods are oat yogurt and miso, which I will use in the dressing, and fermented mushrooms. You may use any lacto-fermented vegetables, most popular being sauerkraut and kimchi. The seaweeds for today are nori strips and soaked wakame. If you are 100% plant-based, then seaweeds are crucial to get enough iodine into your diet. And finally, some fresh herbs, dill, basil, and parsley. Here are the components for the first bowl: black rice, edamame beans, nori strips, physalis, boiled beet greens, and sauteed button mushrooms, and flax seeds. So let's build the bowl. The quantities are really up to you, but in the downloadable guide I've included the approximate ones for you to follow. The onion part is this divine vegan Alfredo sauce using sauteed onions, garlic, cashews, and more. Download the guide for the recipe. In the guide, I also instruct you how to saute mushrooms without oil. It's easy, really. On the day I made the bowls, I gave this one to my 12-year-old, and he loved it. Next up is a bowl with red quinoa, black beans, lettuce, sauteed shimei mushrooms, hemp seeds, which I'll include in the dressing, soaked goji berries, broccoli sprouts, and soaked wakame. Here's how it comes together. Again, the quantities are up to you, but check the PDF for guidelines. The third bowl contains cooked buckwheat chickpeas, this beautiful lettuce variety, steamed broccoli, fermented mushrooms, walnuts, soaked wakame, and pomegranate seeds. Again, building it is as easy as that. Don't forget there are meal prep tips and ideas in the downloadable PDF. Adding some scallions for extra flavor and the allium family. Some dill and parsley as well, and voila, they are ready to enjoy. Now, I really suggest you go and download the PDF for detailed info on GBOMBS, FGOALS and their benefits, as well as the recipes of today's bowls and free dressings, including the delicious onion-packed vegan Alfredo sauce. If you benefited from this video, I know you did, give it a thumbs up, share, comment, or even go as far as giving thanks.